aglender.com.
By Miller, double pump by Day, and he finds the range. Mayberry will go for it, and he's got the three. Day for three. Mayberry, three. They'll count the basket at the end for Corliss. Monday night, the Razorbacks looking for the repeat.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, produced by Colton Little, with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft. This is The Morning Rush.
You know, for all the times you played North Carolina in basketball, you have never stepped foot in Chapel Hill. You were there a few years ago in baseball, beat them on the way to another College World Series appearance for Dave Van Horn. You've never played the Dean Dome. Well, according to John Rothstein, that's what's going to happen on December 1st in the ACC-SEC Challenge, as you will be traveling east to take on the Tar Heels, one of the Blue Bloods in college basketball, new coach in Mike Malone, one of your old assistants, and Chuck Martin. Should be fun.
That one of the benefits of this agreement, one of the huge benefits of John Calipari being your coach, and you know eventually it would happen. Duke's been here. You'll go some really cool places, and I think when Arkansas goes on the road in that agreement, as long as Cal's the coach, you're gonna end up at Cameron. You're going to go to the Dean Dome. And here's the thing. Rothstein was right on the Arizona reports. I have no reason to doubt this is going to be the case when the schedule's fully released.
Yeah. So we got plenty to discuss surrounding basketball. It was confirmed yesterday by Arkansas that the Razorbacks will play in Arizona, in Phoenix, that December the 19th. So two known quantities, two known big non-conference games that you'll have this upcoming season, in addition to something else that could be that could happen. I think he was on KBZ earlier this week talking about maybe a potential another game in the works as well. So we know the non-conference is loaded, and we know it's going to be loaded in Bud Walton in 27-28, just not necessarily at home this year when it comes to the marquee non-conference portion of your schedule.
Yeah. So, all right, that's where we begin here on I guess we're going to start calling it Football Friday. We don't have any more fastballs. Mm-hmm. We could do fast break for Colton's Knicks, but that's where we're at here on a Friday. Be sure and take us wherever you're headed this weekend. We were talking about trips and summer activities and lakes and all these. Take the Hit That Line Now app, powered by Taco Bell, along with you. It's the radio in your hand. It's your podcast in your hand. It's the Listen Live machine right in your hand. So wherever you're at, anywhere in the world, you can listen to The Morning Rush. You can listen to Chuck and Bo before us, Halftime, and Ruskin and Zach, and anything on the radio station with the Hit That Line Now app, and it's powered by Taco Bell.
I will say the Dean Dome is one of the coolest venues I've ever been to in college basketball. I love Bud Walton Arena. You got Hinkle Fieldhouse from the historic standpoint, Allen Fieldhouse, where we were this past weekend. Seeing the jerseys up there, the Smiths, the Worthies, and I say the Worthy, Smith, of course, Michael Jeffrey Jordan, and just the historic nature of that place. And oh, by the way, it's huge. It's not Cameron Indoor when it's tight. It's not going to be impossible, I would think. If you want to go, you can get a ticket. It's going to be an electric, rowdy atmosphere come December 1st.
As big as it is, that's the thing, as big as that facility is, getting a seat will be possible. I don't know. There's not going to be visiting tickets. I mean, just like there's not visiting tickets. I mean, other than the travel party. But, I mean, there's not going to be it's not like football where there's a block of tickets made available to the fan base. But I would imagine secondary market tickets will be available because of the size of that venue.
Do you think there's an agreement, and I don't know, maybe I should look into this, between the ACC and the SEC that they are supposed to, like when Duke came here?
No, because our building's sold out. Who are you kicking out for that one night? There's no seats left available. I mean, we've got 19,200 seats that are sold.
But isn't the section always behind the visiting bench?
Well, that's part of the travel party that goes. Okay. I mean, there's tickets that the school are going to get, but I mean, as far as like, hey, 1,500 seats will be available to Razorback fans to purchase.
Not going to happen.
Not going to happen. No more than it's going to happen in our building.
Well, this is back to John Rothstein, who you got.
Football's different. You are required to allot visitors tickets in football for conference games.
Cool kind of tidbit. You haven't lost yet in this ACC SEC Challenge. Any idea the three teams you beat?
Well, you obviously beat Louisville. Okay. You went on the road and beat Miami.
Okay. You said the other one earlier.
Duke.
There you
They
go.
came here.
3-0.
Yeah.
100 Muss, 200 Cal. 3-0 at this point. So hopefully that.
I was at the Duke game and I was at the Louisville game. So was at both of those.
Those were both
at home.
Fun atmospheres. You beat Duke pretty good. Trevin, I think, hit 4 or 5 threes that night.
The Miami game, if you'll remember, was like a week apart from the trip to New York City where you played Michigan. Because I went to you really had to, it was a chore to try to do both of those, go to Miami and go to New York City. That was a chore, but those were just a few days apart, like less than a week apart, if I remember right.
No, I think you're right on that. All right, so mention Chuck Martin being out there. Some other thoughts on the ACC SEC Challenge. Duke's playing Florida. That was an incredible game last year. This time it's in Gainesville. Auburn, Clemson, Battle of Two Tigers. Kentucky got paired with Virginia, who, by the way, was a very good team last year, but you would think from a marquee standpoint. But I wonder, like, with Cal and the brand, and we saw, because the Razorbacks, help me on this, end of the year, you only trailed, Duke, North Carolina, and Michigan State in the Nielsen ratings, right, Colton? I think that's right.
Yeah.
And so the Kentucky brand fell under Arkansas, which, to me, I don't know has ever happened before. I mean, I know we won the national championship in 94, and we were kind of back in that little stint from 93 to 96, and 92 to 96, I should say, just the back and forth. But that to me kind of meant something this past year.
Long term, though, Arkansas is still not considered a blue blood the way Kentucky's considered a blue blood. A lot of those other brands you mentioned are blue blood brands. You know what is a blue blood brand right now? John Calipari. And he is your brand. So, he is, he's worth every nickel you pay him and probably some more just because of simply the attraction and the opportunities that come along with him as your head coach.
Yeah.
Enjoy these trips to Arizona. Enjoy these trips to the Dean Dome. Enjoy these trips to New York City because odds are the next coach you hire is not going to be as attractive to ESPN, CBS, the TV partners, the opposing schools. You got a coach right now can pick up the phone, send a text, call Tom Izzo, and both of those coaches have enough stroke with their schools and the networks to just make it happen.
Good point. Yeah.
Not every coach can do that. In fact, very few coaches can do that. He's one of them that can.
When you think about the historic nature of Arkansas and North Carolina, the late Charles Ballantyne hitting the shot to beat Michael Jordan and company back in 1984. You played them a handful of times in the NCAA tournament. They were our Kansas for a while, as in we couldn't beat them. From 08, 15, 17, you just couldn't beat those guys. They thrashed you on their way to a national championship in 08, and then they beat you a little closer in 15 and 17. But
there were some 50-50 calls and things that did not go your way with a block. I'm trying to remember. There was a block charge play in one of those games that didn't go your way. A couple things that happened. You were right there, but just could not get past North Carolina.
Yeah, that was frustrating. But you beat them in 90 and in 93 on the way to a big time, or excuse me, not 93, 95 on the way to a back-to-back national championship appearance. So, but then, first time you play in Chapel Hill, so this will be fun coming up in December.
All right, that's where we start here on a Football Friday, brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions. They've opened their law firm in Fort Smith nearly 5 years ago, and Jackie's there to walk right alongside you through custody, criminal, and car wreck cases. So if you find yourself in a high-conflict divorce or custody case, don't go alone. Walk with Jackie and let her guide you through that high-conflict divorce. If you find yourself on the wrong side of the law, Jackie will hold the prosecutor's feet to the fire and make sure your rights are protected. So don't face those charges alone. And if you've been in a car wreck, she's a former defense attorney for Big Insurance, so she knows how to get them to pay a fair settlement for your car, your truck, your vehicle, your injuries. Don't negotiate alone. Let Jackie negotiate with you. Call Jackie Mock, 479-769-1505, or go to mocklegalsolutions.com.
B wants to call Fridays now Fun-Filled Fridays.
Fun-Filled Friday, all right?
We can do that. HR guy, I agree. Cal's the brand. It's not the university or the athletics department when it comes to Arkansas basketball. You already had a really good brand to begin with. He has just enhanced and elevated to where it was 2.5 years ago to where it is right now.
He'll leave it better than he found it. He already has done that, and I'm certain he'll leave it better than he found it. But Kentucky, don't feel bad for Kentucky. They're going to be just fine.
All right, so I've been wanting to do this for the last couple of days. We're finally going to do it today. The different landmarks in our state during our opening drive. There was a funny clip of the head coach of Mississippi State. Is it Brian O'Connor, Colton? That's his first name, right? The Mississippi State head coach. Is that right?
I think it's O'Connor. I don't know about his first name.
He had some funny comments about Buc-ee's in a gas station. Little Rock's playing Troy this weekend. Big series for Chris Curry and company, wanting them to jump on board. We've talked about saving some money. I want to talk about how you penny pitch personally around live. Tommy mentioned game 2 tonight. Big game with the Spurs and Knicks. Cordy Deivel's lost an assistant. We'll tell you about coming up in just a bit. And then we got Coach Bones coming on. And I also want to get into Christina Long had a really, really good piece and kind of detailed what's happening with the All-In Fund. And they've at least got a significant amount of pledges thus far from a fundraising standpoint.
And they're pledges. They're not dollars in the bank, but these are people that have made an agreement to support financially, what's going on with this All-In Fund. And maybe I'm trying to stretch the line too much, but for all the perception that there's very little interest and very little excitement around Razorback football, if that's indeed true, how do you raise nearly $22 million in pledges to this point to support the All-In cause? Hunter Yurchek has taken on a ton of water lately, and a lot of it earned. But he should get some credit for helping lead this to get $20+ million in. So, if you're going to be fair in the opinions, he's got to get some of the praise.
That's what I think you and I do a good job of. When you earn the credit, we give you the credit. When you earn the crap, we give you the crap.
We give you crap.
We're equitable.
But you would think in some circles there is the interest meter is below zero with football. Well, I don't think that's true. I think this is an indicator that that's not true at all. Some would tell you nobody is excited about the upcoming football season. Nobody thinks you're going to win a game this year. Well, I don't think that's true, or you don't raise these kind of funds. I think we're 93 days now, 92, 93 days from the first game, and I think the excitement will build. But this is an indicator that, under the surface, somewhere around the corner, there's people that are pretty excited about what's going on.
Can you name the mascot of the first team you play?
Of North Alabama?
Mm-hmm. You might know.
The Sycamores. I don't know.
Just made one up. The Lions.
The Lions.
The North Alabama
Lions. That was my next guess.
Coming in here.
My next guess. I don't know where I came up with Sycamores, but that was a good guess, too. Indiana State, yes.
I would think. So right now, and again, we'll spend some more time on this in the 10 a.m. hour. Arkansas, when you look at the seating chart, when it comes to them selling season tickets, there are a lot of tickets available. If you can somehow, some way, and listen, pie in the sky scenario, win that Utah game. And I know it's 11 a.m. It's a little more difficult than what a 2:30 or night game would be, but that would help at least single game tickets go up exponentially from a sales standpoint if you can find a way to win in Salt Lake City.
So. Absolutely. All right, got our Fence Man Friday picks coming up and a lot more. Morning Rush Daily Question. It's all coming up here. Lewis Automotive Group hotline open, 877-377-6963.
Down there on the tracks that there is this light. Some people call it a ghost light. It's just a mysterious light. It floats around this high. Since I was a kid, it's been kind of a part of the fabric of the folklore and local family stories, since I can remember.
It seemed natural then that he picked the Gurdon Light.
Everybody that I talked to just had this attitude of, it's there. And, you can take it or leave it.
There's no myth about it. It's there.
Gotta film it. We have to film it.
Daddy. Oh my God, it's bright. Daddy, I'm scared.
This is the opening drive.
All right, have you heard of that? The Gurdon Light?
No. I'm learning for the first time.
I've heard of this. Very cool.
Okay. On the train tracks in the woods right outside of Gurdon, Arkansas. Apparently it's a big thing. I was just going through reading these obscure things this morning. The reason I wanted to do this is because I drove by the world's largest Christmas pickle here in Arkansas.
Must be in Atkins. So
no, it's like 2 miles from here.
Christmas pickle?
You've never seen it? Kind of in like Chaffee.
I'm sure I've seen it, but I maybe didn't recognize it. When you say pickles, I think Atkins.
Yeah, and that's deservedly so because of their pickles festival and everything. But so I was like, okay, what are some obscure
maybe
things?
the pickle plant too. Yeah.
What are some obscure themes in our state? Garden Light, apparently, I was listening to, I think that was a THV story.
Okay.
I listened to Craig O'Neill talk about the Boggy Creek Monster
The
Bar?
Legend of Boggy Creek.
The Legend of Boggy Creek in Falk, Arkansas.
Yeah.
The Wonderland Cave, which I've not been to in Bella Vista, that has like a dance floor inside. There's an outhouse in Booger Hollow, Arkansas.
Well, if there's not, there should be. So
the Pocahontas Meteor.
Not a real meteor, apparently.
Mm-hmm. And then, have you seen the Popeye statue?
In Alma?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I think there's one in Sweet Gum as well.
Okay.
But those are kind of the obscure ones. By the way, JT adds in the Garden Light is real. What is an obscure one in Arkansas?
They have the Dover lights as well, which are also a sort of a natural phenomenon. Pretty cool up there in Dover.
See, when I think about obscure land, I think of things like Hogsbill Crag and Whitaker Point, maybe some stuff at Petty Jean Park.
But that's like natural. I'm talking about obscure, like
maybe I don't know what you mean by obscure, but obscure to me means like off the beaten trail, hidden. That really wouldn't fall in what I would think would be a landmark, but I understand. You're talking about things that are kind of mysterious
He's been
out
waiting
there.
for a week to do this, Tommy.
I understand. No, I mean, because I've not heard of the Garden Light, so I really want to hear more about it.
Brandon, do you have
I think about things like the planes landing in Mena back in the day when Clinton was governor. Those are the obscure things I think about in our state.
Brandon the fence man's with us. Have you been to any of those, Brandon, or do you have one in Arkansas that you think about?
No, I can't really think of one off the top of my head. I have seen I know the Christmas pickle you're talking about. I've been to a couple of places.
Now, when I was in high school, it's not in Arkansas. It's right off State Line Road in Oklahoma. You'd drive out on a Friday night and you'd go to what was called the Witch's Grave. And it was over there off Texas Road, State Line Road, and you'd look out there, and apparently there was a grave marker out there. Then the way the moon would hit it, it was supposed to be haunted. And that's what you do in high school. You go out there and drink beer at the Witch's Grave. So that would be the closest thing I could think of nearby.
Okay.
I think it's technically in Oklahoma, though.
All right, not much prep there. Do we have prep for these Fence Man Friday picks? Are we good to?
I think we're good to go
on that. All right, let's start with Little Rock Trojans this weekend, taking on Troy in Alabama. Either team's a Cinderella. Either team gets the chance to move on to Omaha. Who are we taking this weekend, guys? I'll let you start.
Take the Trojans.
Okay. Brandon, which one are we going with?
He didn't get it.
We got to go with the Trojans. You know, I don't have something, Arkansas.
Yeah, Chris Curry and company, Little Rock's team. Hopefully, hopefully Little Rock moves on this weekend and takes down Troy.
I can't lose.
Spurs are -6 tonight against the New York Knicks.
I'll take the Spurs tonight. They are a bounce back team. Wemby's going to have them fired up. San Antonio tonight.
Brandon?
Yeah, the Spurs are going to come out. This might be a double-digit win for them.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're going to blow them out tonight.
Yeah.
I think the Spurs win, guys, but I think the Knicks keep it close. I mean, how many straight wins do they have, Colton? 12?
12 straight.
Okay.
It's a historic run.
Yeah.
And they got the rust off, you know.
I'm gonna take the Knicks to cover, but the Spurs to win tonight.
Yeah.
All right, you got 7 SEC teams, two games are competing against one another. You got Georgia and Mississippi State, and then you've got Auburn and Ole Miss. So, math-wise, only 5 teams technically could advance to Omaha. How many teams do we see in Omaha, Nebraska next week from the Southeastern Conference?
4.
That's the typical number, and I'm going to go with 4 as well.
Half the field, 4. Brandon?
All right, we'll go with 5 then, since that's the most available.
Okay.
Can go.
Well, that would be. I think 4's the all-time number, but that's been tied a couple different times.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the SEC's ever gotten 5 in, so maybe it could be another historic season. Does the Big Ten? Do they have any? Colton, do they have any teams left? Because you don't want them to sweep football, basketball, and baseball. I'm trying to think if there's just off the. Who'd you say?
Is Oregon still in it?
Yeah, Oregon's
What time
played
does UCLA
Texas.
play?
They do not play. Neither does Arkansas.
When do they play LSU?
Yeah.
So.
Oregon plays, that's a good point. Oregon plays Texas and Austin this week,
Yeah.
and that's the lone, I think, Big Ten team left. We were kind of joking about this week. Final pick here in our Fence Man Friday picks. Kansas against Oklahoma in Lawrence.
Can I root for a hellstorm? I'm not. I'm picking Kansas. I'm picking Kansas. Cannot pick OU.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to take the Jayhawks. I would feel a little more validated and vindicated if they actually went to Omaha. They lose to OU, then it's like, what do we do last weekend?
Yeah, that's true. I think I'm gonna go Kansas too.
Yeah. I can't stomach going the other way.
You made a good point earlier this week. Like, if Kansas already built a lot of momentum getting to a super, they're hosting again.
Mm-hmm.
You wonder how that could affect the future of Kansas City baseball out of high school, out of so many kids Arkansas has gotten. I hadn't thought about that until you said it earlier this week. Hopefully it doesn't have a negative effect, but something to at least contemplate and think about when it comes to blue chip Kansas recruits.
You just keep listening to me. I'll keep teaching you things. All right, that's our Fence Man Friday picks brought to you by the Fence Man. Brandon, they just need to call you. You the man. You got the discounts. You got the coupons. 782-3936.
Yeah, give us a call. You gotta ask for me, like I said, to get them discounts. So.
Been keeping you busy? Phone's been ringing.
Yeah, I'm out in the field in the rain today, hanging some big gates. So,
right.
I get out in the field too still.
So powered automatic gates, controlled access, fencing of all kinds, anything you need involving fence, controlled access, powered automatic gates or more, call our guy. Our guy right here, Brandon, 782-3936, Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, Eastern Oklahoma, all of it. He'll come see you and bring one of them discount cards. 782-3936. Brandon ain't afraid of no work, are you?
Yes, sir. No, I'm not.
All right. Brandon, have a great weekend. We'll see you Friday.
You guys too. Have a good one.
All right, well, Hog Update coming up. We'll talk more about Christina Lawn's report. Stay with us here on a Football Friday.
Streaming live from hitthatline.com. I tell people there are plenty of seats left on the bandwagon. Come on. We'll take anybody. Doesn't matter who your team was in the regular season. Get behind a little while.
You're listening to The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
On a cattle ranch, calves aren't only raised by their mother. They're raised by a community of farmers, ranchers, and veterinarians committed to giving them the healthiest, most comfortable life possible. Because for cattle farmers, ranchers, and the moms of those baby calves, animal welfare is the top priority. Together, we bring more. Beef, It's What's for Dinner. Funded by beef farmers and ranchers. Courtesy of beefitswhatsfordinner.com. Tom Murphy is brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, It's What's for Dinner. If your Razorback closet needs an upgrade, the University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you are looking for. Only at Roback.com. They have brand new Arkansas hoodies and polos that are selling fast. Go to Roback.com to check out their new apparel. That's Roback.com. RHOBACK.com. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
11 straight tournament wins now for Arkansas. And Richardson can add Dean Smith to his list of coaching victims.
This is the Morning Rush.
Drive smarter with a road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle available only at Rath Auto Resources. We look all over the region for the best used cars. From there, they're inspected, reconditioned to our certified standards, and backed with a comprehensive warranty. And while the other guys might spring hundreds or even $1,000 in added fees on you at the last minute, our painless pricing and non-commissioned sales team ensure that you get a straight deal every time. Make the switch to a road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle and see why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith.
Dozy Place has been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years, and now they're offering smoked prime rib on the weekends. It's a limited supply, so get your reservations in early. Try one of their delicious appetizers or your choice of drinks from the area's largest selection of wine, beer, and liquor. Doe's Eat Place open Tuesday through Thursday 5 to 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming features and events. Call 479-784-9111 for Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street in Fort Smith.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
When a business has been around more than 65 years, you know they're doing something right. Hey, Ty Richardson for Johnny's Transmission. They've been trusted in Fort Smith and the River Valley since 1959. Located at 1212 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith, they strive to make every customer's experience outstanding and want your vehicle to be in the best condition for the road ahead. Check out their website, Johnny'sTransmissionFS.com, and find them on Facebook. Johnny's Transmission, family owned and operated since 1959.
We have a simple formula at Shelter Insurance. Provide personalized coverage at great rates with local agents to help you choose the coverage you need. And if the unexpected happens, fulfill our promise to be there when you need us most. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call your local shelter agent, Ryan Hughes, in Fort Smith.
Legal challenges can feel like a mountain in your path, but you don't have to climb it alone. Hi, this is James Teague. At Teague Law Firm in Rogers, we provide the experience, personal representation you deserve. Whether it's family law, criminal defense, or personal injury, we are dedicated to protecting what matters most to you. From divorce and custody trials and all other forms of litigation, Teague Law Firm fights for your results. Trust our team that Northwest Arkansas has relied on for over 30 years. Call Teague Law Firm today at 479-877-1688 or visit our website at teague-law.com. The Teague Law Firm. If we can't help you, we'll talk baseball.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
I want to ride my bicycle.
Looking for a new ride or need a tune-up? Champion Cycling in Fort Smith has you covered. From top-of-the-line bikes like Specialized and Surly to expert repairs, apparel, and accessories, we've got everything you need to hit the trails. Stop by 5500 Mazard Road during business hours or shop anytime online at championcycling.com. Champion Cycling, helping you share in the joy of cycling.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Come on, pig.
Darren McFadden goes 73 yards. And Alec has a wide open man. It's Childs. He's loose. He scores. Childs, please.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
ARKNSAS. This is your Hog update on the Morning Rush.
All right, so we started the show off talking about the reported North Carolina ACC-SEC Challenge matchup that will pit the Razorbacks against the Tar Heels and the Dean Dome. It's also confirmed yesterday that Arkansas will go to Phoenix, Arizona to take on the Arizona Wildcats. Saturday, December 19th. Could see both teams in the top 15, top 10. There's also SMU and UNLV that are matching up as well. It's going to be a marquee game. Which one would you choose? You go to Chapel Hill. The Dean Dome's more historic. I couldn't even tell you what Arizona Arena is called. But Scottsdale, Phoenix in December, that's 70 degrees. It's not bad.
Yeah, and all of Rothstein's reporting on the Arizona game and other things in previous seasons has been spot on. So whoever his connection or source is on these game assignments, I don't know who. I wouldn't speculate, but whether it's someone on the staff or someone at one of the networks, but he's got it pretty well dialed in as to what's going to happen here. So no reason to not believe that sometime next week or in the next 10 days, the SEC and or the University of Arkansas will have a press release, confirming this Arkansas-North Carolina game.
So
your question was, which one do you want to go? Well, the Dean Dome. I mean, you want to go and to me that's easy because it's
you got next.
It's not Fall Gallon. It's not someplace. I mean, it's too modern for that, but it's still. When you say the Dean Dome, you don't have to tell me it's North Carolina. You don't have to tell me it's Chapel Hill. It's James Worthy. It's Michael Jordan. It's you just keep going down the list of some of the greats, and it's Dean Smith's. It's the place that Dean built. So I mean, if I get to go to one or the other, I would love to go to Chapel Hill.
You always talk about wanting to go to the SEC spring meetings. We were not there, but we did see some information that came out of there, and a lot of it was not concerning Arkansas. But Christina Long did some good reporting, talking with Hunter Yurchek down there, and has since found out via university spokesperson that Arkansas has nearly got $22 million in pledges for the All-In Fund. And we're going to spend some time at 10 o'clock, Mark, talking more in depth about this, but kind of like we were talking about earlier, we're critical when critiques need to be made, and we're positive and we reinforce when good things happen. I think in this case, raising that type of money, it's, what did you say earlier? Shows what?
Shows there's some excitement. I think there's a perception that's inaccurate around Razorback football right now that no one cares. Everyone thinks they're going to go 0-15, that all these things that are just not right. And you don't raise $21+ million in an environment that has zero heartbeat, zero enthusiasm. This tells me there are people excited about what Ryan Silverfield is wanting to do. There are people listening to him, and it's not just a handful that have pledged this money. And I think as we get, we're 92 or 3 days or whatever now from the start of the season, as we get closer, the masses will come along. I think there's too many, people not giving any chance or any shot at all for this team in the media, and that's overwhelmed kind of public sentiment. But it tells me there are people out here that really think a lot of what this football team can be this year. All right, that's the Hog Update, brought to you by our friends at Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. When the workday is done, that's when the good stuff begins, whether it's fishing, off-roading, or just enjoying the great outdoors. Farm Credit of Western Arkansas can help make it happen. Visit myaglender.com or drop by any one of Farm Credit of Western Arkansas's 25 locations today and start making the most of your time off.
Where does the Morning Rush Daily Question rank 1 to 10 this morning?
To be determined.
Okay.
To be determined.
That's either good or bad.
Yeah.
That's either good or bad.
Yeah.
You mentioned fishing. I don't know if this guy's at a local spot this morning.
He may be waist deep right now.
Larry Rath Auto Resources. Larry, do you have good cell reception? Are you at work? Are you fishing? What are we doing?
We're working, guys. It's summertime. We're working right now, trying to sell some cars, and we got a big old inventory. We got to turn this stuff road ready, certified used cars, folks. The smartest way to drive a used car. It really is. These cars are hand picked. We recondition them in our Meineke Car Care Center to our certification standards, and we cover them by comprehensive warranty. It really takes all the guesswork out of buying a used car. Come in and find the one you want. Let us worry about getting the price and payment where it fits your budget. That's what our guys do better than anybody, and they'd love a chance to help you start driving better in one of these road-ready certified cars. And a great inventory, like I said, all the different price ranges, all the different makes and models. We really do a good job of keeping all those cars, and with painless pricing, you can't pay too much for one. I mean, it's impossible. They're all priced where they're competitive in the market. It's just a great bargain on a great car and a smarter way to drive a used car. If you're looking for a new car, you know, the big subject right now in the new car business is affordability. Some of these manufacturers don't have a single offering that's under $30,000. Most of them don't. They're scrambling, trying to get that taken care of. Well, Mitsubishi's in the driver's seat on that. We've got a good inventory of vehicles that start under $30,000, including the Outlander Sport, brand new, for $27,995, and we've got a selection of these. What a bargain that is. We've also got 0% for 72 months on the Outlanders, and that's a terrific car. If you haven't looked at that or test-driven that, that's the best car in its class with a third-row seat, starting in the low 30s And the 0% for up to 72 months on those cars, interest-free driving for 6 years. That'll put some money back in your pocket with a 5-year, 60,000-mile full coverage warranty and a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. So the Mitsubishi product is really in a good spot right now. If they're not on your list, come in and take a test drive. Take the Mitsubishi Challenge. We think you're going to love this car like we do. And if you're looking for a used car, it's got to be road ready certified, folks. With the painless pricing and the comprehensive warranty, you can't go wrong. They're voted best in the River Valley 2 years in a row. Really excited about that product. So come in and see us this weekend. We got the new cars you're looking for, the used cars you're looking for, and great service after the sale in our Meineke Car Care Centers. Come see us this weekend, Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith or Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale.
All right, Larry, get to work so you can fish a little more this weekend.
That's right. I'm going to get back to work. Folks, y'all come and see us.
Larry Rath Auto Resource. Ask him about fishing. Ask David about pop culture, particularly anything Back to the Future related. The guy knows his stuff. All right, we got a TBD Morning Rush Daily Question when we come back. We'll spend some more time on Christina Long's reporting because I think there's a little more meat on that bone. We continue to talk some Arkansas basketball stories as well. Stay with us as the Morning Rush continues next.
If your Razorback closet needs an upgrade, the University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you are looking for, only at Roback.com. They have brand new Arkansas hoodies and polos that are selling fast. Go to Roback.com to check out their new apparel. That's Roback.com, RHOBACK.com. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
You laughing, Tommy? I'm being dead serious.
This is the Morning Rush.
Drive smarter with a road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle, available only at Rath Auto Resources. We look all over the region for the best used cars. From there, they're inspected, reconditioned to our certified standards, and backed with a comprehensive warranty. And while the other guys might spring hundreds or even $1,000 in added fees on you at the last minute, our painless pricing and non-commissioned sales team ensure that you get a straight deal every time. Make the switch to a road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle and see why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Spring is here, and it's the perfect time to upgrade your home. If your garage door needs repair or you're ready for a new look, call Precision Garage Door. From broken springs and openers to brand new doors, they provide expert service and professional installation. Fully licensed and insured, with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers, and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call 844-PDS-DOOR or visit PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Precision Garage Door, voted the best in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
This spring, you're organizing closets, decluttering drawers, and maybe even scrubbing places no one will ever look. But here's a thought. Why not declutter your internet, too? If your shows keep buffering, your games lag, or your video calls freeze, that's digital clutter, and you don't have to live with it. Switch to Wave Rural Connect Fiber for fast, reliable internet that keeps your home running clean and clear all season long. Visit waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Looking for a career with a company built to last? At Forsgren, we've been shaping the future of the River Valley since 1936. Nearly 90 years of excellence, innovation, and family-driven leadership. From sidewalks that still stand today to major infrastructure projects across the region, our legacy is built on quality and community. Apply now at goforsgren.com. Join the Forsgren legacy, where your work becomes part of something lasting. Forsgren, building the foundation of the River Valley for 4 generations. Apply now at goforsgren.com.
Big news is rolling into Wheeler Power Sports. We're proud to announce that we're officially picking up Aprilia. From championship-winning racing heritage to aggressive Italian styling, Aprilia brings pure adrenaline to every ride, and the wait won't be long. Our first shipment of bikes is expected to arrive around in mid-June. And trust us, you're going to want to see these machines in person. Stay tuned for inventory updates, arrival dates, and exclusive first looks right here at Wheeler Power Sports. Wheeler Power Sports, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Hungry for something seriously delicious? Then you need to head over to the Jam Mart Delis at Grand Avenue and Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith. Jam Mart's chicken strips are absolutely sealing the show, crispy on the outside and seasoned to perfection. If you haven't tried them yet, you're missing out on the best chicken strips in town. Plus their homemade ranch and spicy ranch, the perfect pairing. Quick lunch, an easy dinner, or game day fuel. Swing by the Jam Mart Delis at the Grand location and the Phoenix locations today and grab a basket. Jam Mart, the leading gas station and convenience store in Arkansas.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpathsocial.com.
June 5th, it's National Donut Day. Do you know the origin or the story behind kind of where the donut began?
No, please share.
World War I, the Salvation Army lassies. These were the ladies that were restocking the front lines of the war effort in Europe in World War I. Helping the American soldiers. And to provide a taste of home, they cooked what they were originally called doughboys that were cooked in the helmets, the helmet you would wear on your head to keep you alive. They cooked these sweet treats in the field that we call donuts now. So that is the origin of where the donut began in 1917. As they referred to the lassies as the Salvation Army donuts after these makeshift huts were placed where soldiers could stock up on necessities and get a small break from the fighting. And these little dough treats became known as donuts, and that was the beginning of that. So, National Donut Day today. What is your favorite donut?
Go ahead, Colton.
You mean just like a place or type
I would
of
say
donut?
I mean like you walk in. I mean, you obviously got just the standard glazed or the chocolate glazed. But I'm going to give you the freedom to anything in that counter.
No, I don't want anything in the counter. I don't want the frills. I don't want the thrills.
see.
No jimmies, no sprinkles, no chocolate, none of that stuff. Regular, plain Jane glazed donut.
All right, nothing
is
wrong with that.
Hard to beat. It's almost undefeated.
I used to like strawberry ice or strawberry caked back in the day. I'm pretty. I mean, it's a donut. I'm going to eat it.
I'll go maple. I'll splurge for the maple glaze too. That's okay.
Those are all great. The apple fritter though is the undisputed champion for me. A good crispy apple fritter is hard to beat. So if I was going in and got one item, Dad says, "Hey, you can get one thing." I'm going apple fritter. But it's hard to. I mean, hard to beat a good donut, particularly one that's come right off the conveyor belt at like Krispy Kreme. Or you take one out of the box and you put it in the microwave for like 6 seconds, and it's just got just enough warmth to it to get all that gooiness moving again. That's about as good as it gets.
As good as it gets. Okay. Cajun says anything jelly filled is an addiction. So he's going anything jelly filled on.
All right. What did JT? JT's got some says Destin, Florida. I think he's probably talking about the donut hole in Destin, Florida, which might be the finest
you are correct.
donut shop in America.
Key Lime Angel.
They have these. My wife makes this peanut butter frosting she puts on a cake.
Okay.
And but it's like a real light whipped frosting, but it's peanut butter flavored. They take a donut with no hole in it at the donut hole, and it's chocolate covered, and then they inject peanut butter frosting into that damn donut. It is the best thing in the world.
Lee from Springdale, there's no bad donut. He enjoys a plain cake donut. Logan and Lavaca, eclairs are goated.
Bear Claw.
Bear Claw's good.
Mhm.
That's a good one.
Being in Clarksville, my wife is left-handed, and the lady loves a crispy apple fritter. There's only one spot in Clarksville that has the best fritter.
I'll tell you what, if someone in this office is listening,
Yeah. On National Donut Day.
I will splurge for the donuts right now.
Let's go.
Somebody come in here, and I will pay for the donuts. There is a donut shop right down the road. I will spring for the donuts. National Donut
I'm
Day.
surprised they weren't here already this
Yeah, I
week.
was kind of thinking that. I
didn't know it was National Donut Day.
You didn't look at the rundown before?
I did once I got here. So that's my story.
I
and I'm
am
sticking
curious,
to
how much do you actually look at that?
It depends on what time you send it. The time in which you send it is not always consistent. Today it was early.
He didn't have
based
to
on-
send it. He shared it with you.
No, he texted it to me. That's how I received
No,
it.
he knows. Tommy has trouble with the Google.
No, it's just not
Google Drive.
convenient.
It's a Google thing.
It's not a Google thing. It's not convenient for me the way you want to send it. You assume everybody's sitting in here just waiting. It's got to pop up in front of me to remind me because I got like 92 other things I got to do. So anyway, I guess nobody wants donuts because no one's running in here to get my credit card. So, all right, that's your Morning Rush Daily Question. It is brought to you by Cart Path Social.
JT says, bless you, never sneezed. Cart Path Social here in Northwest Arkansas, 122 Grant Place in Law. I was texting Christian and Nate yesterday, so keep an eye out for their social media because they are going to be giving away a membership this summer, June through September. Follow them on Facebook, follow them on Instagram. They're doing this summer membership because I know a lot of people would love to come play consistently. You got more time, you got more flexibility. Maybe you're with your kids, you want to get your kid into golf. Maybe you want to host and have parties there, or you want to do something with your team at your office. Click on cartpathsocial.com. 122 Grant Place in Lowell. These memberships, if you want to just do it for yourself, start at just $200 a month. You've got member guest, and family. cartpathsocial.com. Doesn't break the bank. Unlimited golf. Plus, there's TVs everywhere at Cart Path Social. All right, Knicks, Spurs, back in San Antonio.
Listen, I'm telling you the truth. I think it's a great city. I think they got the best organization in the NBA, but they do have some big old women, though.
Charles Barkley versus San Antonio, or Charles Barkley versus Galveston. It's hard to beat. Now, their mayor was on the other night and has since responded to Chuck.
I learned a long time ago you can't teach courage, you can't teach class, and Mr. Barkley reminds us of that.
You know what I like about Chuck, and I noticed it when Big Joe from Slater Moe, his former teammate Joe Klein, was with them when Arkansas pounded Auburn a couple years ago in Jordan Hare. He takes it in stride. Whether you critique his weight, his golf swing, anything else that he said in the past, he is self-deprecating and fun. And he's hilarious to begin with, but when you add in that with Shaq, Kenny, and EJ, that's what makes them so good because they're not afraid to make fun of each other.
Some close friends of mine were in Atlanta 3-4 years ago, staying at a hotel in downtown Atlanta, and it was near where the old TBS studio show was done for the Inside the NBA. And Charles was in this hotel lobby. That's where he stayed when he's in town for that show. And he was conducting a business meeting with some guys, and you could tell this was not a sitting around having a few cold ones with the boys. They were talking some business. But as fans would come up and want a picture or want an autograph, he never missed stride. Just took care of people, took photos, told stories. It was engaging. I've never met him in person, never had any interaction with him, but I've heard those kind of stories 2 or 3 times about how good he is with the general public every time that he's out there. So from all accounts, he's a good dude too.
Loves Auburn. Loves the Auburn.
That's the only flaw I found in him.
This is Colton. This is something, I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. It's about the same. So the NBA Finals history, we've had 19 teams that have won game 1 on the road, but only 8 have gone on to win the series.
That's surprising, isn't it?
I did too. I thought. Well, think about I think about one of the more iconic finals games or finals series was in '84. So Lakers win game 1, they pounded Bird in them, and then Larry and them came back in game 2. And you would think you split, you're going to go on to win. But yeah, only again.
Yeah.
19 times have won game 1 on the road. Only 8 of them have won the series. That is weird.
Does that stat, do those numbers have to guard Jalen Brunson in the fourth quarter?
Who evidently has
matter.
better clutch performance than Michael Jordan. I read
one of
on
the best
that.
to ever do it in the fourth quarter statistically.
His clutch gene is just unbelievable. I remember watching him at Villanova thinking to myself, okay, this is a really good college player, but his skill set's not going to translate because he's only 6'2". He's like Darius. He's 6'2". There's been a lot of comparisons of Darius Acup to Jalen. And frankly, Darius in 1 year was a better college basketball player than Jalen was in a couple. I don't know if that's going to necessarily translate to Darius being a Jalen Brunson, but there's been a lot of likenings to him lately just based on the size and skill set and everything else. And Darius is a better shooter too.
Yeah. So as good as Brunson was, and you're right about clutch, Karl Anthony Towns, he's the key to this whole thing, I believe. And the way they guard him and the way they perform in those moments where in the stretches where Wemby's going to be out of the game. That's what gave the Knicks the chance to win the other night. Every time they fell behind by close to double digits, Wemby would come out, they'd shrink the gap, he'd come back in, he'd build back up, and then eventually they'd figured it out.
He's saying Luke Cornett's not as good
Cornette is not as good as Wemby, no. And that's where the hay can be made. They got to make hay in those moments, in those little brief interludes, if you will, that Wemby's on the sideline. And I get, at that frame, at that size, he just can't go that many minutes because it's sure as hell isn't going to be foul trouble because they're not going to call him fouls on him. Maybe 3 in this series. He's going to get 3 fouls in the series, maybe.
JT brings up that the Lakers beat the Bulls in game 1 in '91. Magic, Sam Perkins, and Worthy and them. And then Scotty guarded him the rest of the series. And it was basically, I think the Bulls won the next 4 straight. That is an odd stat. I kind of like you. If you win game 1, I would think you'd go on a lot of times to win the series, but evidently not.
Game 5's the biggest tell, right? In a tied series.
Yeah, the 70+% or whatever it is. I think and this is applicable for any great player. You have to make them work on defense, and so the cat aspect you're talking about, you have to make Wemby work, and he's going to get a block here and here. He's going to get a steal. He's going to alter a shot. But it has to be almost every possession, especially with his weight. I don't know how much more weight Karl Anthony Towns has on him, but you got to continually pound that guy into submission, basically.
Yeah, he was good at it the other night, but Wemby just does things that are just not human. I mean, the way he can have his back turned the wrong direction and get turned around, flipped around, and block a shot from behind, reaching. I mean, everybody talk about his height. And 7'4", 7'5" is unbelievable. It's his arms, it's his wingspan that makes him so lethal,
and his coordination,
and he runs. Daniel Gafford was the best big man I ever saw run the floor till you saw Wemby. I mean, that guy just motors up and down the floor for a guy his size.
And the difficulty with him is sometimes he rim runs, but he also stops at the 3-point line, and your big man is taught to go to the rim, and he's just sitting there wide open at the top of the key and buries 3 after 3.
Hey, brought to you by APAC and Standard Materials Group, your number one source for top-quality aggregates, asphalt, and ready-mix concrete. Whether you're working on a small residential project or a large-scale commercial job, APAC has you covered. And no job's too big or small. If you need expert advice, they got you covered with that, too. Their construction consultant services ensure you're always on the right track. 479-587-3300 is their number for all your rock, asphalt, and ready-mix needs. 479-587-3300 for APAC and Standard Materials Group.
Hour 2 coming up. We'll talk more of Christina Long's report on Whole Hog Sports about the fundraising of the All-In Fund next on the Morning Rush.
On a cattle ranch, calves aren't only raised by their mother. They're raised by a community of farmers, ranchers, and veterinarians committed to giving them the healthiest, most comfortable life possible. Because for cattle farmers, ranchers, and the moms of those baby calves, animal welfare is the top priority. Together, we bring more. Beef, It's What's for Dinner. Funded by beef farmers and ranchers. Courtesy of beefitswhatsfordinner.com. Tom Murphy is brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, It's What's for Dinner.
Fort Smith, your next great fishing story starts at the brand new Bass Pro Shops outpost on Bass Pro Drive, just off Rogers Avenue. Step inside and discover the Pradco store within a store, where you can design a custom autographed lure from iconic shapes like the Head and Spook, Cotton Cordell Redfin, and many others. Add your name, a message, or whatever sparks your imagination. Whether you're gearing up for the water or grabbing a one-of-a-kind gift, it's all happening now at the Bass Pro Outpost. Come make something unforgettable.
If your Razorback closet needs an upgrade, the University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you are looking for, only at Roback.com. They have brand new Arkansas hoodies and polos that are selling fast. Go to Roback.com to check out their new apparel. That's Roback.com, RHOBACK.com. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
This is the Morning Rush.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Kevin Hart here to tell you all about Taco Bell's new jalapeno citrus salsa. Hey guys, I kind of feel like you're chopping off my head a little bit. I'm the money. Don't forget that. It's spicy, balanced with a sweet and tangy citrus touch that makes everything taste even better. And the best part is it comes with, I kind of still feel like you ain't got all of me. The best part is it comes with anything on the Cantina menu. So you better try it before it's gone.
New jalapeno citrus salsa, the sauce with more main character energy than Kevin Hart.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and it's just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
If your Razorback closet needs an upgrade, the University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you are looking for, only at Roback.com. They have brand new Arkansas hoodies and polos that are selling fast. Go to Roback.com to check out their new apparel. That's Roback.com, RHOBACK.com. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit could save you up to $600 off your tax bill.
So I had pain in my feet for a good 20 years.
It felt like I was standing on marbles.
Something wasn't working with my feet. Was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis.
If your feet aren't comfortable, the rest of the body suffers.
So I went into the Good Feet store and bam. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support.
You put in the arch supports. To me, it was almost miraculous.
It really brought me back to being able to be me.
I can run, I can walk. This is not something that you could solve online.
Reclaim the good life with the free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good feet, good life.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence.
Your light beer for the social athlete.
By Miller, double pump by Dave, and he finds the range. Mayberry will go for, and he's got the 3. Dave for 3. Mayberry, 3. They'll count the basket at the end for Corliss. Monday night, the Razorbacks looking for the repeat.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, produced by Colton Little, with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft. This is The Morning Rush.
So you've had some iconic games against the North Carolina Tar Heels over the years, but you've never played them in the D-Dome. You played them in the NCAA tournament, I think, 6 times, but never in Chapel Hill. It sounds like that's where you're going December 1st, according to John Rothstein for the ACC SEC Challenge. Chance to add a marquee non-conference win and a chance to beat a really good basketball team, at least historically, in their home building.
And it's in that point where college football is over for the regular season. That's right ahead of the conference championship games that I'm just going off the top of my head, but I would imagine are that Saturday.
It is, correct.
So you're starting to pay attention to basketball, and that will get a lot of national attention as, the committee will not yet have its teams that go in the bracket. You're down to the last week. College football still have a lot of the conversation, but a John Calipari Arkansas-led team going to North Carolina will probably be the story of the day around the country.
So and on the subject of the college football playoff, I saw the schedule this morning. Initial game start, I think, the 18th and 19th. The championship isn't until January 25th. So you got over a month of.
But it's all about the student athlete.
Yeah.
It's all about them getting their degree.
Again, I like how, and I forget which coach, it might have been Kirby Smart, like the idea of moving everything up one weekend and he's just shrinking that time period in between.
Well, the sport has proven weeks off and byes are not good for their best teams.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Indiana's been the lone school that's
broken.
That has broken that. They're the lone winner on the bye. So, it's that to me. I think if I'm Kirby Smart, I don't want that bye.
Mm-mm.
I mean that has proven to be deadly.
Here's the
problem you have. You need to move up this week, like you said, because that Christmas weekend. So they're going to play the 19th. Which is the Saturday fall, because the first is on that Tuesday. And I know we started with basketball, but I'm just trying to paint the picture of what people will be talking about at that moment. We're going to be coming off of Thanksgiving Day, which is the 26th, the previous Thursday. You got the final games that weekend of college football. Arkansas will play LSU that weekend. Then it's the next Tuesday you're talking about. Arkansas rolls into Chapel Hill. You're going to be in football mode. A lot of the headlines will be that, but on a Tuesday night, to start the month, I think a lot of people will pay attention to that. And I don't know how heavily it'll get traveled. People will be Thanksgiving family travel and this and that, but it will be highly watched. And for a lot of people, even in our state, it will be your first real introduction to the basketball team, perhaps.
Well, think about it, and I hope I'm wrong. The football team season will probably be over at that point. I hope I'm wrong. I'll reiterate that.
Well, but the regular season for sure is, and you won't know about a bowl yet, even if they're eligible, till the following Sunday.
Mm-hmm. So that's again. I'm.
But you're right.
From an Arkansas standpoint, Saturday you lose to. Hopefully you beat LSU or whatever happens. You're probably not going to a bowl game, and you're like, all right, on to basketball. Mm-hmm. That's where I think.
And bam, right into it with North Carolina.
Yeah, so it kind of adjusts and calibrates.
You've got 3 weeks. Well, really, you got that weekend of the 5th, which is the championship games. The 12th and the 19th are the next 2 Saturdays, and then the 26th, the day after Christmas. Christmas Day's on a Friday. January 1st is on a Friday this year. They're a week apart. And then, you said the national championship was the 25th?
I believe so. I'm doing this from memory. But
it seems like a long time. I would think it would have been the 18th, but I might be.
It was more than a month. I'm like 99% sure when I saw the graphic, it was like the 18th through the 25th. 18th of December through the January 25th. Here's the best
I guess they're skipping Christmas week.
Yeah. Here's the best thing that came out of the expansion of the college football playoff. You don't think that's right?
I don't think that's right.
Double checking on the fly. Usually my memory is pretty good on stuff like this, but I could be wrong.
I'm just counting days and weekends.
What's the best thing that came out of the college football playoff expansion before we get into this update?
It might be, maybe it is with that extra week in there, but is opportunity. Best thing that came out of it is opportunity.
I'm looking at 25th Allegiant Stadium, 7:30
right.
Eastern.
They need, and they're going to play the 12th, the 19th. Are they playing the 26th as well?
I just clicked off of it.
Okay.
14th and 15th. You have a 2-week period from the first to the semifinals, the quarterfinals to the semifinals. There's a 2-week.
Okay,
so
that's where I was getting off track here, just looking at the calendar. But the best thing that came out of it was opportunity for programs like Arkansas. More expansion. Now, here's what it's going to be. Remember, you don't because you're not old enough. There used to be like 5 or 6 bowl games. And then when I was a kid, there was a few more. And back in the day, making a bowl was enough to keep your job as a coach, kind of like making the tournament used to be in basketball. Making the playoff is probably not going to be enough at some programs for some coaches to even keep their jobs. But what it does is it allows an 8-4 Arkansas team to perhaps sneak in on the back end. If you're 8-4, but your 4 losses are to the right teams, you finish high enough in your league, 8-4 is going to probably get somebody in with the right schedule at some point. Maybe that's your team. Maybe that's our team here. So that's the one thing I see with this expanded playoff is opportunity, because I don't live in a reality or a world that I think 12-0 for Arkansas is ever, or 13-0 is a reality. I just don't think that's ever going to come to pass here.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think 9-3 can. I do think 8-4 will happen. And I think then you get in the bracket and you just see what happens. It's a week-to-week deal at that point. So to me, the best thing about expansion is opportunity for programs that just aren't built to go 12-0.
I think on the equal footing is home playoff games. Because I do think the NFL has that advantage till you get to whatever neutral site you play in the Super Bowl. I just love the idea. I felt like we've needed that for a while. And I know it's only the first weekend, but that's my favorite part. All right, let's get into this Christina Long report. So she met with Hunter in Miramar Beach in Florida, and Hunter told her that they raise $21.3 million for over the next 3 years. Apparently that number's gone up to nearly 22. It's 21.9 according to a department spokesperson. That's significant. That's huge, right? I mean, I saw that, I read that, and I was just like, and I think we had already talked about this when she wrote the first one, and I was like, that's pretty stinking good.
That tells me there's more excitement and more belief in what Ryan Silverfield and this program can be, and that people are willing to put their money where their mouth is. Now, these are pledges. These are not deposits. And I think that's key in this. Is these are people that have pledged to give the money. And when you say that, I come to the immediate belief that the university has not gotten the money in their hands. And it will be, like you said, over a multi-year period. When you're asking and you got hat in hand and you don't have a lot to back it up, you don't have the leverage to demand what people do. But if all of that comes to fruition, but people wouldn't pledge and put their name on the line and basically write a promissory note of sorts with their word and what their name means unless they believed in what's coming over the next 2 to 3 years with this football program. So for all of the perception out there that there is no excitement, there's no traction, there's at least some people out there that are willing to put their money where their mouth is that believe better days are ahead.
They're trying to help fund the program when it comes to support staff, recruiting, investment, where they rank bottom of the totem pole in that category. Vanderbilt's the only one that doesn't have to report because it's not a public university.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest asset I still don't know about is the radio booth. I don't know if anyone's purchased that. Need to figure that out.
I thought you were doing that.
Well, $50,000.
Yeah, but you could pay it out over 5 years.
You could pay out a house, or you could pay off a radio. You just gotta.
Well, I mean, you got to you got to set some priorities here,
I've
Ty.
watched too much Dave Ramsey to think that's a good idea for me to do at 31 years old. If I had watched Dave Ramsey, I would probably, let's just say, let's do it. But I think that maybe at 61, not at 31. You still haven't gotten the naming rights that are supposedly coming out this month.
Well,
you still haven't gotten
it's just the 5th.
No, I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying from a good...
No, but we've had a few texts this morning about that, and everybody wants to hammer Hunter over that. Let's let that breathe. And if we're into September, if we're 92 days in the future, and we've got a season coming, and we still have no name on the stadium, because whatever they announce this month or whenever it is, isn't going to be in place for this year anyway, from what I understand.
And yeah, it starts in 27, and the media rights deal is what, 28.
I believe
I
that's
have that
correct.
timeline right. So you've got this, which she did a good job of reporting in. Then you've got whenever that comes out, and there'll be a surplus of money that accompanies that. Plus that would be 3 really good things where it's a pretty dead period in football in the summer.
Well, and 3 things that are new. It's one thing, in business, I mean, when you renew things and you keep and retain your client base or renew a client, those are great things to celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
But it just feels a little better when you bring someone new under the tent, when there's a new stream of revenue, a new client. It has a little more weight to it because you're adding and expanding and growing. Because people are, things are going to slip out the back door anyway with natural attrition. So these are things, stadium naming rights, media rights that increase. These are all things that are growing the tent, growing the footprint, the financial footprint that they have to work with up there.
Gavin and Faye.
These donations are new. That's new money.
Yeah. Ryan says that it sounds like a lot of checks that are in the fridge to him.
Sounds like a lot of checks in the.
Is that a phrase? Explain that phrase.
Well, checks in the mail is one I've always heard. Checks in the fridge is
that's a
new one on me. But
Gavin says, Ty, you'll get another house. Will you ever get a chance to put your name on something on Arkansas Stadium?
This is it.
Don't let this pass you by.
No.
And in 10 years, when you're in your new house, you'll kick yourself for not getting that radio booth.
How many radio booths do they have up there for the home?
Uno.
There's only one.
I don't care about the visiting one. Care about the
With
home
Quinn
one.
Grovey, I'm Chuck Barrett, live from the Ty Richardson radio booth at Razorback Stadium.
The problem with that,
where the A is on the field,
is that Chuck would quit, and we would have to find a new play-by-play guy. And I don't want to have to go. They're already going through enough turmoil as it is. We don't need to go through another search for the next play-by-play guy in Arkansas. So
you think that's where he would draw his line in the sand?
For the betterment of Arkansas broadcasting and the Arkansas Sports Network, the Razorback Sports Network, I am going to refrain, even though I really want to do that. But $50,000, that's not that bad. I know that it really over 3 years.
I thought you said you had 5 to pay it out.
Was it? What did I text Brian about it? I don't remember what it was. I thought it was.
You're still considering this, is what I'm hearing out of all this. This is not dead in the water, Ryan. You need to stay on him.
Typically paid over 3 to 5 years. Naming is generally in perpetuity with a few exceptions of a term.
That means you couldn't do anything crazy.
Amounts, not annually.
Right.
So that would there be a contract that says if so-and-so got arrested or reprimanded or he would no longer be eligible
if you brought public shame. If you brought public shame to your name, they could take it off of there.
Ryan says their checks in the fridge are hot checks that need to get cooled off.
Oh.
Now I know.
Okay.
Now I know. have to deal with a few of those.
We called that, had them out on the float. We used to call that the float. Float a check out here.
Have it set up.
It's also been known as check kiting, but that's a little more illegal. So
I saw, I can't remember what X account had this, but they inserted Arkansas' schedule into ChatGPT. It had them at 6-6 this season. Did you see that, Colton?
Yes, the account you're referring to is Jordan Smith Jr. Enthusiast. That's who did that.
Big fan
6-6.
Big fan of Jordan Smith, who's on campus and everything for this basketball team. I would be so elated if this football team went 6-6 this year.
Oh,
and I think to your point about
coach of the year.
So with all in fun, the different opportunities that I would think that would potentially incentivize people to be like, okay, this is heading in the right direction moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
And that would cause that number of 21.9, and not that it won't increase prior from now till the end of November, but I would think that number would go up even more, because it is kind of like you said, like this is your chance as a fan. And I'm not pushing or advocating for any of you to do this, but it is kind of a cool, it's like you get to have your name or your family's name on all these different things of significance when it comes to Arkansas football.
Someone has asked on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, Gavin wants to know, do you automatically get a chance to be the next play-by-play guy if you put your name on the booth?
There's about 100,000 people that they would be better off than me. You like play-by-play. Play-by-play is great, but there's too much that happens during the course of a game that causes me to swear. I'm only sworn one time with an FCC violation on this program in nearly 8 years. I constantly swear in the press box or on watching these guys on television in football, basketball, and baseball. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how the discipline and self-control and everything goes involved on it.
I think to be really good at this, what we're doing now, a really good orator and communicator, play-by-play is important because you have to have the vocabulary, have the enunciation, have the skill, the vocal skills that come along with cutting your teeth doing, junior high girls basketball games in Danville, Arkansas, or somewhere like that. That's how you learn to put words together. You think Chuck just started by doing Razorback baseball? No, he'd done years of play-by-play. No, he didn't do that. I did at one point. I did Danville football, did Southside, Greenwood, lots of different schools. But you learn through that process of, how to work those words together, how to describe what you're seeing in front of your very eyes in a way that people that aren't there can understand without using curse words, Ty.
That sounds like a process and
it's a skill.
It's a skill. A theory that works for some people and doesn't work for. Doesn't work.
You don't know if it didn't work because you've never tried it.
Tried what? Play-by-play?
Yeah.
I'm good. I like what I'm doing
the
better.
Fear of striking out that keeps you from playing the game.
It might make you better at what you're doing now, is my point.
I'm good. I like my Friday nights off.
So you're not interested in getting better?
No, it's kind of like golf.
No, because you don't want to practice and go to the range.
Well, but it's exactly like I just want to play. I just want to do radio from 9 to 11.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to practice. Just want to go. If I'm on a golf course, I'll go to the range for like 10 minutes before the round, but I don't want to practice. Why to get better and stuff? Yeah, there's that, but golf's too much fun. Radio's too much fun to practice it when you can just do it.
And that, my friend, sums it all up here at the Morning Rush on ESPN Arkansas. Hey, dental emergencies don't wait, neither should you. That's why at Valley Urgent Dental, they are there to take care of you on the weekends when your regular dentist is closed. Broken tooth, painful infection, a crown that's come off, sports injury. Don't worry, Dr. Kendall Roberts and Dr. Doug Terry are on standby and ready to take care of you. So don't wait till Monday. Call Valley Urgent Dental over the weekend, 479-235-5655. Valley Urgent Dental is at 5505 Uper Lane, right behind Golden Corral in Fort Smith, 479-235-5655. Valley Urgent Dental, emergency dental care when you need it the most. See, I need to practice.
Well, we all could use practice in our daily lives, our work, and various other things.
Need to go to the vocal range, word range.
Jesse in Springdale respects my opinion. He says, You know what you want. Thank you, Jesse. Hogball says practice. We're talking
me
about
and Colton
practice.
want.
Come on, practice.
We're talking not about the game I love. We're talking about practice.
I take the Allen. I understand where Allen is coming from, what he used to say back in the day. That makes sense to me. All right, so we mentioned Mississippi State's head coach. Have you heard him talk about Buc-ee's yet?
I have not.
Okay, it's pretty funny.
And they've been craving to go to Buc-ee's all year. They wanted to go to Buc-ee's on the way to Hattiesburg from Dallas when we bust. And I told them they didn't earn Buc-ee's, right? We didn't beat UCLA. We didn't finish the weekend off. They earned Buc-ee's after this past weekend. So
they're getting it on the way to Athens, Georgia, to take on the Bulldogs, the best team in the SEC. Please beat Wes Johnson and company. I don't want to see him lift a trophy in Omaha. I just don't. I don't want to see it. So former Virginia coach, hopefully he goes in. But the thought, or at least my mind trended towards, was when you go on a trip, I always try to, do you fill up before?
Oh, well, most generally.
Unless time gets away from you.
Usually night before.
Yeah, night before, exactly. I don't want to.
I'll get gas in the morning is usually one of the worst decisions you'll ever make for the next day.
It's awful because it adds another 10 minutes to whatever.
Well,
and then
you're always behind. Inevitably something's going to have to put you behind.
I'm like you. Now, you two have kids and have a significant other. I will drive, if my gas and mileage allows me, 7 hours without stopping.
Good for you.
What is a
trophy?
Okay, hold on. What is the amount of times per every couple hours that you have to stop at a gas
per
station?
Hour.
Is it per
hour?
hour?
1 per hour. I don't know if it depends on if they're sleeping. What a smart dad will do is plan the drive around the time that they sleep, or, hey, kids, go ahead and stay up all night tonight. That'll be fine. Get them in that car, get them to sleep. They can't do a couple things. They can't stop and spend my money if they're sleeping, and they can't throw up.
Okay.
Because that's what kids do in the car. They throw up, and then they stop, need to pee, and spend money, because you can't pee without spending money, apparently.
I'm going to be honest. The only time when I'm on the road, the only money I spend at gas stations for the most part is gas. I'll go in, I'll pee, and then I'll come back out.
I got to have me a big fountain drink. Have a Coke Zero or an iced tea, one or the other.
Stay awake a little bit, chew on something.
Yeah, something. But man, if you go to Buc-ee's, the inside bill is going to be far more than the tank of gas on the outside. I have learned that, and so we try to I'll stop. We'll stop in Sherman on the way down, or we'll stop at McKinney on the way back up to avoid. I already got gas. No need to stop. Or just don't mention, I missed the exit. Dadgummit, missed the exit. Because I have yet to come out of Buc-ee's with my family where it wasn't at least $60 or $70.
What do they buy?
Oh, everything, apparently.
You get, barbecue chicken sandwiches.
Now, their brisket sandwich is pretty good.
They got door hangers and different types of accoutrements and frames, T-shirts, hats.
I will give them some props on their brisket sandwich. It is pretty good.
They're delicious.
There's one in.
Well, you got four. But it's not hard to spend $15 a head in Buc-ee's.
So back to the original question.
And not get a whole lot, actually.
Jesse says it's overrated. Robert enjoys the beaver nuggets.
The beaver nuggets are really good.
Now
I would like to take the beaver nuggets and make a bowl of cereal out of them sometime, but that's for another show.
Your intentionality is to drive at night, so you're not stopping for breaks or spending money and stuff.
They built one in Gulf Shores, too. You got to be careful about that, too. You got to plan that out.
But during the day, so is it do you have to stop every 2 hours? Like a trip for me, what it says on the maps, it's typically under that because I try and go.
I'm like a typical man. I'm going to, even though I know where I'm going, I know every turn and how to get there, I'm going to put it in the GPS. And by God, whatever that time is now, if it says I'm going to get there at 7:30, if it's long enough, I'm going to beat that. I'm going to be there before 7. So we're, that's the job. That's the goal.
That's speeding.
Yeah.
Shave off 30 minutes.
Well, if I'm driving, if you're driving 6, 7, 8 hours, I think I can. That's the game, right? Yeah. How much time can I shave off the GPS? Am I the only one that plays this game?
Every day, Tommy, I do it.
Oh, it says I'm going to be there in an hour and 6 minutes. By God, I'll show you. I'm going to break it under an hour. You don't play that game?
No, I do.
Right.
I just don't want to drive recklessly and hurt someone.
Well, I didn't say it was driving recklessly. I'm just going to so you've got to you've got to do that by being efficient with your time.
Ah.
But as you'll learn someday, maybe. You'll stop when your wife says, I've got to pee. That's when you're going to stop. And generally, it's not the first time she says it.
It's a bucket.
It's about the third time she says it.
Isn't that what the bucket and the back seat's for?
Again, spoken like a single man.
Oh, man. I was just curious. I listened to that, and I was like, oh, they're going to make a pit stop. They're going to be you get over there?
Yeah, good.
Okay.
Spill my coffee a little bit.
I think, where's Big C with those donuts?
He says they're in there. Now, I don't know why Big C would go get donuts. Two things he did. I said, come in here and get my credit card. I'll pay for it. And then number two, he brings them in and doesn't bring them in the studio.
Christian.
Bring me one of them forms where I hadn't used one. We hadn't written anybody up in a while. He may get written up today on this deal.
0 for 2. Thank you for going to get
Insubordination.
Hogball says you need to get your brake checked with that type of driving, Tommy, just to make sure it's okay.
Hogball, you mind your own business.
There we go. Thank you, Christian.
Don't buy donuts on donut day and put them in there. What are you doing, man?
Man, there's some good text on this.
Oh, look here.
Bentonville from Barling.
Open that box up there.
An hour and 29 minutes. He's going to be there in an hour. Robert and Barling.
Bentonville to Barling, yeah. Hour and 29. I can get that a minute 13. That'd be the goal.
Go, go, go.
Yeah.
Go, go, go.
Hey, if you haven't been to the new Bass Pro Shop, stop in there and check out the Pradco store that is inside the new Bass Pro Shops. You can customize the lures that you want. It's just a small $3 upcharge. You pick the colors. You can put your name on it, Happy Father's Day on it. You can put Bleep You on it to your best fishing buddy, Bleep You Fit, whatever you want to put on there, all right? Go Hogs Go, and it can be customized just for you. So if you've got an idea for a lure, they got the blanks there. They got the machine. They got the people. They'll help you. So any of the great brands, they've got a lot of them there, and you can pick it out for yourself and say, hey, I think this color right here, this design, we'll get after it. It's the new Pradco store inside the new Bass Pro Shops in Fort Smith. Check it out this weekend.
All right, when we return here on the Morning Rush, we're going to get into our SEC update. Stay with us as we continue on a Football Friday.
Tune into June with Lewis Automotive for your next ride, where you'll get top trade values and massive savings. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas for 80 years strong.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
This is a special notice to U.S. taxpayers owing $10,000 or more to the IRS. Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying taxpayers that tax relief initiatives are now available that may significantly reduce or eliminate what you owe. If you're afraid of an IRS lien, levy, or wage garnishment, don't lose hope. You can now take advantage of these current relief programs to end all collections, reduce the amount you owe, and resolve your tax problem. Even if you have years of unfiled tax returns or are already in a payment plan, you may still qualify for significant relief. Struggling taxpayers can now get relief they need during these hard economic times. A hotline has been established by Tax Relief Advocates for you to call and see what you qualify for. They are A+ rated with the BBB and have over 1,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Call 800-575-9087, 800-575-9087. That's 800-575-9087, or simply visit TRA.com.
This is the Morning Rush.
All the Road Hogs have the hot calls and the tailgate ready to roll.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They are open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts needs, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
Just in time for the 4th of July, Crabtree RV Center is paying your sales tax on all RVs under $45,000. That's right. right, sales tax paid on all RVs under $45,000 running through the month of June. Stop in today and pick out the perfect RV to celebrate 250 years of freedom. Just in time for the 4th of July, Crabtree RV Center is paying your sales tax on all RVs under $45,000. That's right, sales tax paid on all RVs under $45,000 running through the month of June. Stop in today and pick out the perfect RV to celebrate 250 years of freedom.
Why do people love Shamrock Liquor Warehouse? Simple. They've got it all. 70 years in business, 15,000 square feet of choices. They buy in volume so you can save. What else? How about the largest selection of everything? Shamrock's got it. Special orders? Shamrock's got it. Convenient drive-through, open 6 days a week? Shamrock's got it. Need a keg for your party? Shamrock's got it. Load up at Shamrock Liquor Warehouse at the corner of Midland and Riverfront Drive in Fort Smith. For 33 years, Manfield's Automotive Parts City Auto Parts has been trusted as your one-stop for all your vehicle needs. Get a great deal on a Superstar battery and any of the products you need for the do-it-yourself upkeep on your car or truck. When you need work done, Mansfield Automotive Parts City Auto Parts does everything from oil changes, brakes, alignments, diagnostic work, air conditioning, and more. Mansfield Automotive Parts City Auto Parts in downtown Mansfield is open 8 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and 8 to 1 on Saturdays.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
Hi, this is Grant Holman, owner of 479 Equipment Company off I-49 exit 65 in Fayetteville. We're the Northwest Arkansas bad boy mowers that are built right here in Arkansas. We're not just here to sell you a machine, we're building our reputation here 1 acre at a time. Find the toughest new bad boy mowers on the market and a service department that actually answers the phone. Big jobs or small plots, don't settle for good enough. Get the service you deserve and the mower you can trust. 479 Equipment and bad boy mowers off I-49 exit 65 in Fayetteville.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion.
You know, every game is a dogfight. We're about the toughest there is.
Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
But this afternoon is a day for the Razorbacks to celebrate. Arkansas wins the tournament.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
All right, so let's come back to a football conversation, but not necessarily here. I guess it applies to us. Greg Sankey, Tony Petitti apparently had conversations with Ted Cruz on the protecting college sports and stuff. They're still working towards a solution. Do you end up going back and watching the full Saban?
I watched
11 minutes or
I didn't watch all 11 minutes, but I saw it was on social media. But here's what I predict will happen in all of this. The bill's going to get amended. They are not going to put in that bill that you can lump together or should lump together conference TV rights. Not, that's to me the big rub. I think there's a lot of things as you listen to Sankey and listen to Petitti talk about some of the other points that they agree with. The whole deal doesn't work from listening to the legal experts. And we ain't one of them. But if they don't get the antitrust exemptions right and can get collective bargaining, all of this stuff, this law, whatever law they pass, there's already lawyers writing their cases to contest this law. So this is going to have to pass muster with the courts. Just because they might pass a bill and it actually gets signed into law doesn't mean it won't be stricken down by a court or at least put on hold. So even if you get the votes in Washington, even if it clears the president's desk, I still think there's some fight left in this in the court system just to listen to the experts talk. So, my eyes glaze over when they start talking about antitrust laws, but we know that the professional sports have that exemption. There's got to be something of similar nature for college sports, or this thing probably is going nowhere. And I think that's what they're doing.
We mentioned earlier in the ACC-SEC Challenge, Arkansas will be playing North Carolina, according to John Rothstein, December 1st in Chapel Hill. You've never played in Chapel Hill against the Tar Heels before. So 2 marquee non-conference games, one against the Arizona Wildcats on the 19th that has since been confirmed yesterday, and then you'll play North Carolina, it sounds like, with their new head coach and new assistant coach in Chuck Morton.
Yeah, so I wonder if that connection there had anything to do with this matchup. Obviously, TV executives are choosing this ACC-SEC deal's obviously been set up before that, but I wonder if Chuck Martin, John Calipari, all that had anything to do with these two getting together, or it was just inevitable they would play each other.
So you played at
some point
Miami, Duke, and Louisville, which I was thinking. I mean, I told you I thought they'd go to Chapel Hill this next year. But
that's why they did it. Well, Ty wants to go to Chapel Hill. That's why they did it.
I don't even know if I'll go to that game or not. But it is one of those things where
you won't.
It's a Tuesday night. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Now the Arizona game is on a Saturday, the weekend before Christmas.
No, we got a staff meeting.
That's tasty.
We got a
Phoenix,
staff meeting.
I was on the phone with my buddy yesterday. Tommy lives in Tampa. He's moving to Scottsdale in 2 weeks. And I was like, hey, bud, I got good news. And he was like, what? Your boys are playing on the 19th, and he is jacked because he's moving there, and he's got a home basketball game. Mm-hmm. So, but what was your initial question? I don't remember. Am I going? No, I don't plan on that. It's a Tuesday
night's tough.
You flying to Raleigh on Monday or Tuesday and fly? Yeah, that doesn't seem conducive to getting work done. Now, a Scottsdale trip and the week before Christmas. There's gonna be some work done that weekend.
We got some things going on here. That's probably not gonna fit.
Yeah.
Probably not gonna fit in the schedule. So I may have to go on that one. I got some things. I got some ideas for you. We got a lot of things coming up.
It could be a joint one.
You might.
I'll let you go on that one with me.
Oh, you'll let me.
I'll figure out a.
You obviously hadn't figured a few things out yet after 8 years.
One step. It'll be 8 years next month, baby. Yeah. Golly.
Seems like 18.
Patience is a virtue, that's for sure.
So is bourbon.
Oh, my God.
It's the only way I get through it. So, all right, that's your SEC update. It's brought to you by our friends at the Solid Rock.
Yes. Great place that you can stop in and see all their different items. I got my friends a cutting board for their wedding, and they loved it. Madeline and Colin. Madeline found me after the ceremony, I set it on their door because I didn't know where the gifts went. And they were like, man, where'd you get this? Well, I told them it's Solid Rock in Fort Smith. Again, 50 years in Fort Smith. Wild. Half a century right next to Sam's Club. I know they've had a few locations, but they are there now. And whether it's great wedding anniversaries, maybe it's a Father's Day card you want to get your dad and something else for something heartfelt for him. Maybe it could be something just for a coworker or anything like that. They do engrave Bibles while you wait. All this stuff, again, the Solid Rock, 50 years in Fort Smith. Great place for, again, wedding present, Father's Day. I know we had graduation. Maybe you still kind of been dragging your feet on a graduation gift for your niece, nephew, grandson, son, daughter, whatever the case may be. Great place to get it is at the Solid Rock. All right, we got a full call sheet. Let's start with Pinto and Fayetteville. The Little Rock Trojans are in the Super Regional this week.
I tell people there are plenty of seats left on the bandwagon. Come on. We'll take anybody. Doesn't matter who your team was in the regular season. Get behind Little Rock.
Pinto, I know you're excited about that, man.
Well, I am a little bit. Do you know where their catcher is from?
Enlighten me.
His name is Trey Hill. All-star, all-conference, he might have even been all-state, Farmington High School. So if you're from Northwest Arkansas, you got a little rooting interest right there for their catcher.
Heck yeah. Do you think they win this weekend?
Actually, I think they do. Neither one I'd say it's 50-50, and maybe I'm going to more than likely the home team's going to win.
Yeah.
But
I'm rooting for the Trojans.
Guaranteed. The Trojans, the Trojans are going to win.
Trojans are going to win. So
when I grew up in Little Rock, that school was called LRU, Little Rock University. Then they switched to UALR, and now I guess for some reason, they just want to go by Little Rock. Isn't that right?
They don't want to be called Euler. You want to really make them mad, call them Euler.
Yeah, or Pine Tree Tech. That's what they were affectionately called.
Pine Tree Tech.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, because, the whole campus was nothing but in a pine forest.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, let me ask you something else about Calipari. You notice he takes his teams on the road. He wants another game in Madison Square Garden. He's trying to pull that one off.
Yep.
We've been to Chicago. We're going to Arizona. We're going to Chapel Hill. Why doesn't he want to bring some of these teams into Bud Walton?
Well, so there is a rationale and his thinking behind that. One, those are fertile recruiting grounds. Detroit, who you're going to play Michigan State in, that's where Darius is from, kind of right around there. You think about Chicago, some of the great basketball players that have come out of there. Phoenix, Arizona, another hotbed for high school recruits. Money is substantial. Not that you can't get some good eyes on home and home games, but when you do it in these neutral sites, it creates an element for television networks to latch onto a little more than home and home. But the good thing is, Pinto, you'll play Michigan State and Arizona next year in Bud Walton. So I'm with you.
They're home and home series.
Correct. They'll have the Michigan State. Obviously, you played in East Lansing. You're playing Detroit this year. You'll play in Bud next year. And then the Arizona game goes Phoenix, Fayetteville, Tucson, and then TBD is the setup for that.
Okay, cool. That'd be a good one. And I've heard people say that would be a great one to have at Simmons Bank Arena down in Little Rock.
Technically, it's a neutral site. I don't know if they're going to do one in Little Rock, but that's a question. Pinto,
the next time you have a big recruit that is in Little Rock and you got a year or two to notice, that's when you'll have a game like that there.
Melvin's in Sardis this morning. Melvin, go ahead.
Mr. Tommy.
Yes, sir.
What do you do? What do you do when you listen to your radio station all day?
Yeah.
And one people report that Hunter and Dave Van Horn ain't really getting along, and things ain't really like it should be. And you call one of your other radio programs, and they call you a liar that they don't believe none of that stuff. Now, what's true? Is there money problems and maybe personality conflicts going on with them folks? Or am I talking out my pie hole like one of your guys said?
I think you've had your eyes on some social media posts that may or may not be true, and I would say this, not everything we read on Facebook or Twitter is always 100% accurate.
Tommy, there's a guy named Hutch on your afternoon program that said word for word of what I'm putting out there.
Yeah.
Who's Hutch?
Have you read this?
Andrew Hutchinson, best of Arkansas sports. Yeah, I've seen this on the internet that, listen, it wouldn't be the first time that a coach and an AD haven't seen eye to eye on money or facilities. And I think it's also, didn't I also read this week, Melvin, that Jimmy Sexton's now involved with Dave Van Horn? Didn't we also read that?
I think it was after last year.
Been involved for a year and a half.
Yeah. Now,
when the real slowly started.
Mm-hmm. Now,
do you
think that might be part of it?
Well, that's what I said too, but again, I was told I was making up trouble and talking out my pie hole. I don't know who to believe. That's why I'm talking to you about it.
Well, you've come to the right place.
If it's a lie, I ain't the one told it. I might be spreading it, but I didn't tell it.
Did we just come through a season that might have led to a little frustration for the head coach at Arkansas and really everybody involved?
Well,
yeah.
The deal I'm hearing is there's not enough money to go around for anything up there. And when you
That's right.
are feeding a dead football program, why do you want to kill a baseball or basketball program?
Because it's still 70% of your revenue. That dead football program is still, without question, the overwhelming chunk of how your revenue arrives in that bank account. Like it or not, those facts are indisputable.
The rest of it, though, Tommy.
Huh?
What if it kills it? What if it runs off the two coaches that have the most chance of in Cal and Dave Van Horn if they get fed up with it? Because
the difference is Cal's been able to bring some of the funding with him, right? John Tyson's pumped in money that I think. Do you think the money that Tyson's put into the program would be there if John Calipari wasn't the coach?
No.
No, but I think that's a rhetorical question. So I think he's kind of solved some of his own problems, and I think, and again, this is me, spitballing here, but I think it's pretty easy to say that Dave Van Horn needs a few more $1 million of resources to get where he wants to be. The baseball program in the last fiscal year, not ending now, but the one that ended a year ago, that baseball program still on paper lost $3 million, almost $4 million. So that's also what has to be weighed out as well. So I think it's been a frustrating season, and he is, just like any other coach, fighting for what he believes should be his. Melvin, thanks for the call. All right, coming up, we're going to talk to Coach Bones Bagante with the Arkansas Diamonds. They had their first game last week. They'll have their second one coming up. First, I want to tell you about Gaston's White River Resort. It's the spot to go and relax and get away in our state. Been telling you about it for a long time now. It's one of our favorite spots because you can get a private cabin or lodge with your own kitchen, fireplaces in them for the right times of the year for that. Great restaurant that overlooks the White River that'll take care of all your meals as well. 870-431-5202. But the best part is their fishing guides that take you on awesome fishing trips there at Gaston's. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
Tune in to June with Lewis Automotive for your next ride, where you'll get top trade values and massive savings. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas for 80 years strong.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, paper mouth.
Clear all season long. Visit waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Presented by Central Hydraulics. When your equipment slows down, every minute matters. At Central Hydraulics, they keep your machines operating with the power and precision they were built for. From custom hydraulic hoses made while you wait to cylinder rebuilds, pump repairs, and hard-to-find parts, their technicians get you solutions you need. Fast, accurate, and done right the first time. Stop by 6104 Highway 271 in Fort Smith or call 479-646-0471. Whether it's a simple hose replacement or a major hydraulic repair, they're here to keep your equipment performing. Central Hydraulics, helping you move the world.
Looking for power? We've got it. Wheeler Power Sports has the biggest pre-owned selection of UTVs, ATVs, and motorcycles around. Clean, powerful, ready to ride, and priced to move. From trail-ready machines to street legends. If it's got wheels and attitude, it's here. We're buying too. Got a bike, ATV, or UTV? Bring it in and get paid. Fast, easy, no hassle. Upgrade your ride or cash out today. Get to Wheeler Power Sports now, where the deals are high and the rides don't last. Wheeler Power Sports, keeping the good times rolling in downtown Fort Smith since 1967.
Here's NASCAR Hall of Famer Mark Martin.
As a race car driver for 40 years, I survived a lot of crashes. Not everyone can run into a wall at 200 miles an hour and walk away. Without a seatbelt, I wouldn't be alive today. Now I'm retired, back home in Arkansas driving my pickup. I'm shocked how many people aren't wearing seatbelts. Why risk your life when it only takes 2 seconds to buckle up? Take it from number 6. Buckle up, Arkansas.
A message from the Arkansas State Police Highway Safety Office.
Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Lutz boxes set a high standard for luxury. With the iconic $5 box, the decadent $7 box, or the extravagant $9 box. And when you experience the opulence of crunching into the grilled cheese tortilla shell of the shredded beef dippy taco in the $9 box, you may even let the Lutz go to your head. Get your $5, $7, or $9 Lutz box today, only at Taco Bell. Limited time at participating stores while supplies last. Prices vary. Freezes and specialty drinks not included. Tats extra.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
All right, if you were at Bank OZK Arena last Friday night, it was a great show. Didn't turn out quite the way the Arkansas Diamonds had hoped, but they're out for Game 2, and Coach Bones Bagante joins us now. I guess you're on the road somewhere headed to Wisconsin for Game number 2 of the year. Coach, good morning.
Good morning. How's it going, fellas?
It is going great. So first game under your belt, wasn't quite the way you wanted it. And I know y'all been working hard this week to get ready for this trip to Wisconsin.
Yeah, man, we've been working hard. I mean, the first game is what it is. You know what I'm saying? All we can do is learn from it and move forward. You know, appreciate the fans for coming out. The most important thing was the fan experience. They had a good time. We just got to do our job.
Yeah. So everyone I talked to that was there talked about the entertainment, the show, the fast-paced nature of what we see with arena football here in Arkansas.
Yeah, I mean, we try to do nonstop entertainment for 2 hours straight, you know. Have entertainment on the TV timeouts, the downtime, you know, in between the actual gameplay. We try to take that Savannah Banana approach.
All right, so be a lot of fun. Now, you're on the road, Eau Claire, Wisconsin, is that right, for Game 2, and then back at home for a couple of games at home at Bank OZK later this month?
Yeah, we're on the road right now. I think it was about 16 to 18-hour road trip. Ooh. You know, the last time we had planned on taking a road trip this long, we ended up catching a flight, and that was a championship game last year, and that kind of backfired on us, you know. So we hit the bus. We left a day early. We're getting out here now. We're just going to do walkthroughs and stuff on today and get ready for tomorrow.
Who were some of the guys that stood out to you last week, and who you counting on this week to win this second game?
I mean, with the roster being as small as it is, we can't have just individuals that I can count on. It has to be the whole team. But a couple of guys that stood out last week will be Tyler Hunt, number 13 on defense. He did a magnificent job putting pressure on the quarterback all night. You know, on offense, the newcomer coming in, not to the league, but to our team, Isaac Zico. I believe he had about 11 catches, 110 yards, and a touchdown. You know, so that's no small feat.
All right, ArkansasDiamonds.com is where you can find more details. Find them on Facebook and social media. You can watch games and more. Coach, good luck in Wisconsin, and we'll catch up with you next week as we move throughout the season in your 8-game schedule.
All right, I appreciate it, man. As always, do more, say less. God bless.
All right, Coach Bones Bagante played at Cincinnati, head coach of the Arkansas Diamonds, joining us here on the Morning Rush. Fun time at the Arena League football there at Banco ZK. We're going to be keeping you up to date what's going on with the Arkansas Diamonds. Arkansas's summertime football connection is the Arkansas Diamonds.
All right, recapping this morning, Arkansas is going to play North Carolina in Chapel Hill. I think I got the email that's since been confirmed. Rothstein's report.
Yes.
Playing Arizona as well that same month coming up in December. Arkansas's raised about $22 million of pledges for the All-In Fund. Some success there. We're going to get the naming rights and the media rights deal announced this month. For Tommy, Colton, I'm Ty. Halftime's next.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong?